Now, there are a lot of different ways that you can make content, whether you're creating a blog or doing a YouTube channel. Now, the different types of content you create will dictate some of your success. And if you're not writing reviews or doing reviews on products on YouTube, you're missing out. I'm Michael with WriterSanctuary, and today I'm going to go over why reviews are so important to create and how to do them. Now, before we get started, we need to hit the like button, help the channel out, and for more videos about freelance writing and blogging, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always hit me up on social media, on Twitter and Facebook, or use the contact form on WriterSanctuary.com's website. Alright, so why are reviews important when you're creating a website? Well, first of all, reviews are some of the most prominent forms of content you can find online. And that's not just from me saying it, that's across a variety of different experts. This also includes review videos on YouTube, which do exceptionally well. However, there are some niches where reviews work far better than others. For instance, reviews work exceptionally well for WriterSanctuary and Crossing Colorado, but the tutorials are what rule Colorado plays. So it does kind of depend on what your niche is before you jump into reviews, but still, the reviews on the sites that are kind of iffy about it, they still do fairly well. Now, reviews are extremely popular because 82% of consumers will take to the internet to find out information about a service or product before they make a purchase. Think about it, the last few times that I've made any kind of purchase online, I've always done a little bit of research as to what I was buying before I went to the store. And a lot of times before I make those purchases, it's because of a blog post talking me into it. Another reason why you should be writing reviews for your blog is because it works exceptionally well for affiliate marketing. So when you have an affiliate on your website, you're trying to get people to click on their banners so that you can make a commission off any sales that are made. And when you review a product, you can go through and find just about anything you want to try out, as long as it fits your niche, and decide that you're going to write a review about it. Especially if you're using sites like Amazon, because then you can go ahead and find pretty much anything you want, attach the affiliate link to it, and then just plaster it on your blog. And lastly, reviews can lead to a plethora of free stuff. Just last year alone, I wound up getting about between $500 and $600 worth of free goods from companies I did reviews for. The cool thing was I didn't even ask them for it. Essentially, I just wrote the review because I thought it was a good product to display on WriterSanctuary, and those businesses went ahead and gave me free accounts. And most of the stuff I got free last year, I still use to this day. So definitely don't discredit a review. So how do you go about writing a review? Well, the first step is to decide on a product or service that you want to put on your website. Now you got to make sure that this is all relevant information. You wouldn't want to do a review for car parts if your blog is about boats. As I mentioned earlier, if you use Amazon, you can pretty much find anything you want. You just scroll down the list, find something you like, and then using the Amazon's attachment on your browser, you just go ahead and click on the link button and it'll generate it for you. At which point you just embed that code directly into your blog. But I suggest finding a product that you plan on using, which is step number 2, spend as much time as you can using the product or service. This is because any review that you want to write is going to be far more effective for your audience if you know what you're talking about. For example, when I write a review about a game, I won't write a single word until I have at least 20 hours in it. This gives me ample time to explore all the different potential and possibilities of that service. And if I was writing a review about something that you use in the kitchen, I would pick a few things, that way you get an idea of what it's all about. I never write a review about something I haven't used. Now, the amount of time that you spend is completely up to you. I just suggest using it as much as possible until you get a really good feel about what you're writing. It will give you a chance to offer more accurate information to your audience, and it'll make your work more legit. Step number 3 is to make sure you do your research for proper key phrases for search intent, because it's not really going to matter much if you can't really answer a question that somebody has about the product. Now, if you need some ideas about search intent and finding proper key phrases for what you're reviewing, take to Answer the Public. Because Answer the Public has a database full of things that people have used on search engines to research the product or service that they want to buy. And sometimes you can also spruce up the blog even more by answering some questions and people also asking Google. Now, you don't have to go too deep into detail, just a simple 2 or 3 sentences about regarding the question someone's asking usually is good enough to attract an audience. Just make sure everything is relevant and that you're putting in your best effort to engage the people who are taking to Google looking for that product. Step number 4 is to plan out the content and create it. Now, this part is going to be completely up to you because every writer is different. Personally, I like to go through and set up all the headers first and then fill in the information afterwards. This gives me a chance to highlight all the different areas of the product and make sure that I remember that I want to add certain points into the piece. And throughout the article, I'll wind up changing it and removing or adding more, but that's what it's all about. Step number 5 is to make sure you add your own images. Now, you can get away with using stock photos, but there is more impact when the photos you use or the images you use are absolutely unique. But what if you're trying to review a service online? That's when you take your own screenshots. Every one of the reviews I've ever created all use photos that I've taken myself. So you'll want images that highlight the best features of whatever you're reviewing. And step number 6 is to share it on social media. I use the Publicize module in Jetpack to automatically post the content I create to Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn all at once as soon as I hit the publish button. And there's all kinds of platforms out there that'll let you do that, but I suggest you share it to as many places as possible. Not everybody uses the same social media platform. People who follow me on Twitter, not all of them follow me on Instagram, and vice versa. So if I share the content to as many platforms as I can, it improves the chances of it getting in front of more eyeballs. So what kind of reviews do you plan on writing for your blog? Personally, I plan on doing a lot more for the different websites I have, and it's kind of hard to do some of them for WriterSanctuary because I don't get a chance to really dive into a bunch of different tools that are out there because I'm the type of person that if something works, why fix it? But I am going to be looking at no tools here in the near future, provided I have time. In fact, I have a first look video planned for next week for Zoho. Now, the first look is not necessarily a review, it's more just a first look at it, just test out the waters of how the platform works. But if it's something I view that might have valuable credit to it, then I'll do a review. But for the most part, reviews are definitely the most prominent pieces of content on WriterSanctuary.com. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. For more videos about blogging, freelance writing, WordPress, or anything else I cover, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's going to do it for me today. I'll see you on the live stream on Monday.